Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I'm your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid near Bral.
Oh. I was waiting for somebody to speak before me. Okay, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Bral.
Hello, everyone. I'm Salem Motor. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Did you mute yourself, Leva?
I'm sorry?
We were waiting for you. Had you muted yourself?
I didn't hear anyone else. It stopped for me in the middle of James.
Oh. Sorry. It's your turn.
Okay. I'm Levalithana, an elven wild mage. And I seem to have problems with the sound, the way it looks like.
Hey, I'm Zakad. I play the character of Lafdul Moonglade, an elven specialty priest of Ervan and occasionally a thief. He's from realm space and ever meet, so he lived a very cloistered life, you know. Elves are great and probably not winning opinions by the vast majority of humanoid races. And his gimmick is coming out of fun titles as part of being a Mischiefmaker. So his current title is the Scrupulously Subversive Scavenger. I will type that in. I get a feeling that didn't was audible to you guys. Maybe I didn't pronounce it very well.
No, I heard it. 100 bits for that title. Once again, thank you, Anghammarand. And for viewers who wish to give the players some advantages in the game, or myself, 500 bits will get the player of your choice or dungeon master of your choice a reroll. As it stands right now, Braxon has 1, Finn and Ockar have 0, Lafdul has 1, Leva has 3, Solas has 4, I, the dungeon master, have 11. So we left off last time. The party has been sued. They have a pending lawsuit against them. And we are just waiting for the time to come for the initial meeting at the magistrate. And thank you very much, Dracophile. That is going to be for Finn. 500 bits for Finn.
Dracophile.
So you have 6 days before that initial meeting, and you've been doing some discussions on who you wanted to hire for an advisory solicitor, barrister, and thank you, Anghammarand. Another reroll for Ockar, or a reroll for Ockar.
Thank you.
And I know that you guys were doing some discussion out of the game about that. Have you come to a decision, or do you still need to think some more?
I'm not sure that we all agree.
We were divided, but I think we were leaning towards the 90 GP1.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're leading.
I don't like the guy. I think he's in the take of the other guy.
I mean, wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either, but
I can see both the lawyers working in cahoots together. As like, how much money can we get from both clients? How can we draw this out? If we can prove that that's happening, you know.
Yeah.
we don't actually have any for that.
Not yet.
No, but
And it would defeat the purpose anyway of us getting our own problems. We're not here to solve everything for Bral.
Yeah.
But it would look good on us if we could cover corrupt lawyers and stuff.
Yeah, but
That we're always trying to look out for Bral's interests.
Well,
not destroy the markets and cause harm to the public. Occasionally a sword may go flying. You shouldn't be there.
we'd end up with two lawyers suing us.
Speaking of that sword, I recently saw it again in Finn's time pool. Would I have a good memorization of what it looks like if I were to see it again?
I mean, you'll recognize.
I would recognize it.
Yeah.
I'm also potentially thinking about replacing that sword with another one that looks similar, but it'll be a different sword. So if they use magic on it, it shouldn't reflect back to me. Because I'm totally not above skewing how this plays out.
I believe that out of us, 2 of us that are still undecided were myself and Finn.
Undecided on the lawyer, you mean?
Yeah. Is that still true, Finn?
Yeah, that's still true for me.
Okay.
All right. Finn and Ockar, is there anything that you want to do? Well, Finn is off watching the warehouse, but I guess like out of character or like out of game time, is there anything that you would want to know or do to try and, help a decision?
Oh, that was something I was going to do at the Thieves Guild. I was just passing along information to Samara. I know I sent in a request and I was meant to pick that up at some point and see if she had anything. She may not, but...
Yeah, we can get to that.
I guess I might, after I get that armor from my grandfather with Leva, I might do a bit of pub crawling or like information gathering, see if there are any rumors of untoward connections between the more expensive lawyer and the ones representing the opposition.
Okay.
Are there any public records or something you can look through, like history?
Oh,
and investigate
maybe
ones
that,
that
but
stand out.
I was gonna start with like public rumors and then maybe look into public records.
Okay. That can be done.
Him being a paladin would give him quite a bit of credence, wouldn't it? Especially a paladin of justice.
Possibly.
In what way? Like, in what circumstance?
To look through public records? Or rather, they're not just going to hand it out to anybody, but someone of a good standing or nature or class, he would have an easier time.
Most people don't, like... A paladin is just a word to most people.
I'm not really a, like, knight.
Holy warrior.
I'm not really a knight or, like, a town guard or anything. I'm just a guy that works for a church, and I try to do good. I'm not really an official.
Yeah, like, political positions and connections would hold more weight if you were in a kingdom where the paladins formed an actual, like, arm of the kingdom kind of thing.
Alright.
So it's more down to your personal activities and what people know about you personally in a situation like this. I mean, for one thing, Ockar can go in and like be like, I'm a paladin, and everyone else and a thief could walk in and be like, so am I.
Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah, I'll be like tavern crawling, trying to gather what information I can.
Okay. How about you,
Probably
Finn?
more affluent kind of bar, since I imagine they're more likely to talk about lawyers.
Yeah. How about you, Finn?
I'm just gonna listen into what everybody else finds out. They can help Finn when he gets back or whatever.
All right, that's fair. Okay, so Finn has headed off to watch the warehouse. You're specifically trying to see the Falderic warehouse. You specifically want to see if the person you saw in the time pool as being hit by that sword goes in or out, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So Lafdul, you wanted to go visit Samara?
Yeah, well, I want to see if she had any I can't remember what I asked, 'cause it's been 2 weeks.
I know.
I think it's just general advice based on the information I was giving her, because I was giving her more information each time. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, it's just advice, generally.
Yeah. I mean, so you can visit her, and when you
There's plenty of plethora of other avenues for me to go down, but I'm just seeing what,
yeah.
based on how we're going about it as a group.
So you get down to her little office underneath the playhouse in your guild hall. And she looks up from some paperwork as you enter, and she smiles at you as you enter and says, "Well,
I don't trust that smile.
you seem to be in a little bit of a bother."
I mean, I wouldn't say. Well, no, maybe, I suppose. It depends how you want to go about the situation, I guess.
Well, I have
It's
certainly
'cause
gotten word of this lawsuit.
Yeah, that's the problem. If I was dealing it on a personal level, I could go about it on a different route, but because I work for a group, and obviously there's a lot of organizations involved, it's a little bit more threading the needle is needed to be applied. I need to be more careful.
Well, is there anything that we can do to help?
Obviously, the guy plays protection rackets, but I am potentially thinking about snooping around his abode. Obviously, I'm not going to steal anything from the guy who's paying protection money, but I would like to see if. I suppose I do have to put in the request that I am planning into snooping into a otherwise protected, guild protected building. But yeah,
Yes,
no, Lafdul's. I don't want to word this. I suppose just general advice, I mean, does she have any advice on the do they have any, like, do the lawyers, the two expensive ones, do they play against each other? Are there any, like, reputable history between them? Do they work together against their clients to make as much money as they can? Have they been known to do anything like that?
So she will she'll listen to your question and then say, to our knowledge, no, there's no collusion of that nature. They, so far as we are aware, they have a pretty strong rivalry.
A competitiveness to outplay the other.
Yes, Holstoy and Gavich are the top barristers on Bral, and Javlarst is generally considered the second best. So obviously, Javlarst would like to be the best if they can, and anytime that they can get one over on Holstoy and Gavich, that improves their position.
Yeah, they indicated about us as a company paying for additional fees to gather information about our charges. I assume they're going to be bribing each other to get the information. And if our lawyers are going to do that, their lawyers will probably get information on us.
That's pretty common. The claims against you in particular are not exactly privileged information, shall we say? They may want to keep it secret, but it is not exactly information that would be necessarily private, shall we say. But if you do not want them to do that, I might know a person or two who could gather that information as well.
Hmm. Yeah, that could be useful. Just thinking out of character a sec. Because that's gonna look, unless I suppose I could just word it to the party that I gathered the information myself, but that seems like a hard sell.
I mean, if you're like, I know a guy who knows a guy who can get some information, like, you put it that way.
Alright, yeah, if you could acquire a list of all the charges against us, because we're pretty sure the vast majority of the middle ones are all made up, and the first and the last one, they might have some legitimacy to it. I'll list what I can remember of the charges.
Well, I'll put together a plan and come back to me tomorrow so that we can agree to it. It will, of course, run a fee to the guild for this work. In addition, have you decided on whether you'd be going with the jury trial or a concilium?
I think we were leaning towards the jury based on our actions and towards the city as a company for our various jobs and exploits over the years. I think we've built up a bit of a reputation. That's why we're being targeted all of a sudden.
Do you need any help stacking the deck, so to speak?
What is our reputation, our character? Like, we're
It's
reasonably known.
It's
Aren't we?
pretty good. It's decayed a little bit since you've been away. But like, you have done a number of things on Brawl. It's more that you have a reputation amongst certain groups primarily. Like, you have a pretty good reputation down in Showtown. You have a pretty good reputation with the kind of lower tier merchants. Um, and you have a pretty good reputation with actually, you got a pretty good reputation amongst merchants in general. Now that I think about it, because you've worked with both the like Calhain, one of the upper tier ones, and
The dwarves as well. We
number of
rescued their
regular ones.
son
You have
from
a
Green
really good
Shield.
reputation amongst the dwarves. The and you have well, yeah. I mean, I would say that that's mainly it. And you do have a good reputation with the like the low city watch. You do not have a good reputation with the middle city watch.
Yeah, I'll mention. I'll try to give an overview of what I know of our reputation, and I'll say if they're gonna pull someone from the middle city, trying to maybe get someone that they would pull at random from the middle city on our side, as it were, would probably be quite advantageous to us, since we're pretty well known in the lower and higher city. Well known, known enough. But I don't think the middle city particularly likes us.
Well, it's hard to say with shall we say, the great masses of the people, but I mean, we could certainly ensure that people friendly to your cause would end up in the jury, at least a few of them.
That would definitely help. Yeah. I mean, I'm not against this. Obviously, this is going to start racking up quite a bit of cost, and I'm also wondering if this is even worth it. Well, it is worth it because it's reputation. And that's just going to cause everyone else to come after us if one group thinks they can get away with it.
All right. Well, I'll put together a plan and let you know how much it'll cost.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yay.
for the rest of the party, keep in mind that you can distinguish between you as a player and what you as a character. Like, none of the other characters know any of this. Perfectly fine with the rest of the players knowing this. And you can make a decision as players what you want to do as a group that is not based on what your characters know. So, but Lafdul, that'll be, it'll be up to you kind of to decide what you want to tell the rest of the characters.
No, I would just, when I eventually get back to the party, I'd just be advocating that obviously the juries are in our interest, I think. Just trying to, because the parties have already discussed the jury being better based on our reputation, that, enough common folk may have heard of us.
Yeah.
That I think we were leaning in that direction. I would just be encouraging that more, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have indicated that I have a friend of a friend. He could probably find out the charges against us. If you think that's of interest, I think it's of interest. I can just ask him.
Okay. So that once everyone gets back together in the evening, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll just mention some. I won't go into too detail, but I'm vaguely detailing it. Like the person we saved a while back. Well, he owes me a favor, so he knows a friend who happens to have who has access to information, should we say?
Yeah.
He has his ear to the ground.
Well, Leva is certainly for this. She thinks it's good.
As long as it doesn't. I don't mind hiring somebody to do some investigation work as long as it's involving legal.
Sorry, you're cutting out there a bit for me.
And you're very quiet, Braxon.
Quiet. Sorry.
I said I don't mind us hiring somebody to investigate for us as long as it doesn't involve anything overtly illegal.
He would just be passing on information to me.
Okay.
Yeah, Braxton says I'd rather we had our own person to find out.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Because you guys aren't all back together yet.
Okay.
Fair
enough.
So let's wait because some other people are doing some stuff too. All right. So Ockar and Leva, you wanted to go speak to Ockar's grandfather about his old armor.
I think we already did that, didn't we?
No, we didn't.
Okay. Well, I was actually going to say, and Leva has no idea. She's got a momentary amnesia. She has no idea what she did last time.
Well, you were going to go speak to Large Luigi after that, and Ockar was going to speak to his grandfather some more.
Okay.
All right. So, because you want to see about getting some armor to use in the shield creation.
And
Correct.
he's a paladin and was an active adventurer in his time, so I imagine he must have something that he might be willing to part with.
He might be. All right.
Question?
Mm-hmm.
With these things, I mean, they're not lost, are they?
I mean, if you
Are
need
they used up, or can they be returned? Let's say if we have this piece of armor from Okkar's grandfather, can we return it, or is this gone forever?
I mean, we're binding it around the shield, so that would require us to use the metal from the armor to forge a casing around it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Thank you.
All right. So I'm actually hold on. I need to look up what your grandfather's name was. I have that somewhere. There it is. Okay. So, Ockar and Leva, you head to the family home and meet with Arnis, Ockar's grandfather. So at the start of everything, he was 80. So he's probably like 85 now.
Okay.
84, 85, somewhere in there. I can't remember exactly.
Roll that D100 every year.
I mean, he is definitely not long for this world, but he's all he was a hale and hearty warrior. So he was in he's in pretty good shape, all things considered. But he tends to spend his time, in a comfortable chair, smoking a pipe at this point, kind of thing. His memory isn't as good as it was, but Ockar certainly, when you were a child, hearing his stories is one of the things that inspired you and everything like that. So you pay a visit to him, and he looks at you for a moment, Ockar, before seeming to recognize you, and because it's been a few years now, and he says, Ockar, my boy. Yes, it's good to see you. You would have seen him again, but he seems to have forgotten that he saw you just the other day.
It's good to see you again. I need your help with something.
Yes, sit down. What is it you need?
I'll sit down. I imagine Leva's here too.
Yeah.
I'll say, well, first, this is Leva. She's one of my adventuring companions. She's helping. I'm trying to create a magic shield, one that would help protect people against evil beings. But one of the things I need is armor given to me by a noble warrior to bind the shield with, and you are one of the most noblest warriors I know of.
Well, I am quite flattered. Yes. I do have an old suit of mail that I wore many a year. I have fond memories of the fights I had in it, fighting off raiders here on Bral and taking on pirates. Oh, it was good days. He starts meandering into some of your stories, and you let him go for a little bit before he seems to recall what you'd asked again, and was like, yes. Let me get it for you. He gets up out of his chair and walks over to a cabinet, slowly opens it, and pulls out a still gleaming suit of mail. You can tell that he probably polishes it, oils it every few weeks, kind of thing. Which you remember from a child. He'd always, even when he was too old to do anything, he would still make sure that everything was in tip top shape, ready for action, kind of thing. He would always tell you that if Bral ever came under attack, he'd be there on the front lines of the fight. You know he has some other armor as well, but this one in particular was like his first armor.
Yeah,
Um,
it's got significance.
yeah. You know it's not magical. It's not magical, Lafdul. But he hands it to you folded and says, "This should do the trick if that is what you need. I have fond memories of the fights I had in it, and you should be able to use it for what you want."
Thank you.
I
I
hope it-
promise that when this is done, you'll be seeing many more fights in my hands once it is healed.
And please do show me the shield when it is done. I would love to see my grandson's fine shield, fully enchanted and ready to protect against evil.
I promise I will when it's done.
Very good, my boy. Very good.
And I promise to visit again soon and tell you some of my own stories from my recent adventure.
Yes, yes, please do. Please do.
I imagine some of them will even compare to some of yours.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. And probably surpassing mine. You have much promise in you, boy. If you want to stay and share some of those stories, Leva had wanted to go to Large Luigi after this.
Yeah, I can let Leva go, and I'll stay and share some of the stories about like the trip lost in wild space and some of the stuff we did.
Okay. Leva,
Yes.
so the was there anything that you wanted to ask or say? Did you want to like examine the armor or anything like that?
Yes, she wants to examine the armor to see whether it fits, whether it's the right thing. I would think that she, as the mage, would recognize an armor that would not be suitable.
Not necessarily, because
Oh,
to a certain extent, it's like you gotta hope that you got the right thing. Like
all right.
Ockar says that he's a noble warrior. You don't
So
know him,
she accepts that.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, it will need to be like melted down and used in binding the rim of the shield.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you want to head over to Large Luigi after that, or if there was any other questions that you wanted to ask.
Oh,
She will go to Large Luigi. I also wrote down that she will contact Higimus about being a character witness.
Okay. So you would probably want to do that first after meeting with Ockar's grandfather, just because you're finding a messenger like Sinray was, relaying the message that you want, and then they're going to be like finding the first ship off, heading over to Forge Space.
Okay.
All right. So let me. So there is a guild that would be handling that. So you go there and you tell them where you want to go, where you want the message going, and then they'd find.
Interrupt?
Yep.
I mean, she knows Higimus well enough. Couldn't she just send a message to him? Do a sending?
Oh, I mean, yeah, if that's what you want to do, yeah.
So she would do that.
Okay.
I think that's easier.
It completely slipped from my mind.
hopefully it's
When you
25
send
words
a message, like as opposed to cast a spell kind of thing, that's what put my mind in it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So her 25 words is how easy. She says, we need character witnesses in litigation. need character witness. Would you be prepared to do that? Or would you, yeah, there's no more to say.
So he will respond, how quickly do you need me to arrive? I am in Forge space. It would take some weeks.
Can she answer? She only
No,
ever-
so like he would indicate like let me know tomorrow.
Okay.
Kind of thing. Because he would just be assuming that you only have the one spell. If you have
Mm-hmm.
more than one spell, you could do that, but
No, she generally has only one.
okay. But that'll give you time to talk to everyone else.
She will definitely go to Luigi. She asked him to listen for news about, was it a court case?
Think it was?
Yeah, she gave him 1 gold piece to keep his ears open. So she would ask him, she will ask him, has there been any news? Have you heard anything? And the second thing she will ask him is, would you be prepared to come in as a character witness for us? I mean, you'd be very impressive. And how much would you ask for it?
Well, I have not heard too much, but I'm going a little piratey there. I have not heard. I keep slipping into a pirate accent. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's fun.
It is. That is true. That is true.
He's picked up the local lingo, you know. That's just
Apparently
how
so.
people talk.
Large Luigi.
Oh no.
It doesn't help me get out of the pirate accent. So he will tell you that he hasn't heard too much, but what he does know about Bral Falderic is that he has a kind of an average reputation as a merchant. Like, he's not seen as someone who, like, is known for cheating, but he also doesn't have the absolute top tier goods. It's like average. Gets the stuff that you want, nothing extra kind of thing. As for being a character witness, this bar takes all of my attention, unfortunately. I do not think that I could do that.
Oh, what a pity. You'd be so impressive.
Yes, but then I'd have to serve as a character witness for everyone who comes in.
No, you do it just for me. And my group.
Unfortunately, I cannot. But I appreciate you thinking of me in that way. Like, I have a voice in my head that I want to do, and I am not doing it. I hate when that happens. But he will be able to tell you that, like, from what he's heard, Bral Falderic's fortunes had really, really been on the ropes a number of years ago, but they've been doing a lot better lately. He doesn't have any details, but that's what he knows.
So Leva passes him another gold piece and says, would you mind keeping on listening?
Indeed.
And so she sighs and says, oh, what a pity, no character witness. But I can still come here and talk to you, can't I?
Of course. The doors are
Well,
always open for you and your friends.
Thank you. But now I have to leave because we have to collect information about our court case.
Well, good luck.
Thank you. And bye-bye.
Okay. Let's see. So, Braxon, you wanted to also talk to some people for character witnesses.
Yeah. Did you say it was too late?
No, this is what you guys are doing on.
Oh, in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was just going through my notes to see who Braxon will be want to look at. So I guess I'll start at the beginning. I think Aranis Madifor left Bral, didn't he?
Yes.
But is his assistant Galen of Whistledale still around?
No, he went with him.
Or did he go? He went with him. Right. Okay. Well, I suppose Braxton would talk to Nor and tell Nor what we're up against.
So, any member of your crew, anyone that
Yeah.
you've hired, you could
Yeah.
bring in, but keep in mind that like anyone that you're paying, especially actively paying,
Yeah.
like you would need to be clear about that. In like that would that would be a question that your opponents would ask, and that might not necessarily
Okay.
reflect badly, but it's like. Well, of course they're going to say something good about you because you're paying them, kind of thing.
All right. I guess Braxton would ask Nor if there are people at the Seekers who can verify what we were asked to do for Aranis.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then we would want to try and see if we can get someone from there. Was there anyone that was working with Aranis at all that's still here on this thing where there was the other Seeker?
Not specifically. I mean, like, he's a member of the Seekers, so,
Yeah. But like they were looking at a project into Starbeast or something, weren't they?
Well, that was that. So, Aranis's friend, whose
Yeah.
ship you went to, that's what his
Yeah.
project was.
Right.
And the way many independent Seekers operate is that they just pick something that they're interested in, and they go off and research it.
Yeah.
And they just send their information back. So it wasn't like an organized effort.
Yeah.
That was just what Aranis's friend researched. And Aranis himself didn't have any particular interest in that. He was just friends with that guy. Whose name I can't
We
remember
just
at the
went up
moment.
because so there's not anyone that knows the guy was missing apart from Aranis.
I mean, like, there are others who were aware of him at the time, kind of thing. I mean, but that's also well before the first incident.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it would be okay for background, but it's also not, like, directly relevant to what you're likely to be, the list of claims against you.
Okay. All right. Well, I think when we investigated the murder of the Watchman in the lower city, that was slightly before, but it's sort of
that would work a little bit better. That would work a lot better because it's specifically on Bral.
Yeah, I guess Braxon would see if he could have a word with Deroth, a moment with Deroth, because he's obviously busy, and see if he will be willing to testify for us.
Okay. So you make your way over to the Low City Watch and ask for Deroth. He is still a watch sergeant. And he does appear to be kind of busy in his little cubby of an office. But he was like his role in the watch is as a contact for adventurers.
Yeah.
So he's like writing up some paperwork as you enter, and without even looking up, he says, "Yes, what can I help you with?"
Braxon says, "Hello. We've met before, Dareth. It's Braxon from the Company of the Broken Sword."
He looks up and says, "Oh, yes. It's been a number of years."
Yeah. Somebody's trying to take legal action against us for an event where a sword dropped on someone's head, and I believe it relates to the thing where we got a fine here, which we paid off for disturbing the peace. And I wonder if you will be able to come to the middle magistrate and be a character witness for us and speak the truth.
You're actually going to the High Magistrate.
Sorry, the High Magistrate.
Yeah.
The High Magistrate. Oh, right. Okay, we're in big trouble then.
He scratches his head and says, I definitely have to look through some records, but I can certainly testify to any factual information. I don't remember the specifics of that, but it might come back to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, our what your interpretation of our involvement in various events where you've had dealings with us would help establish our character. This person's trying to make out that we're trying to put them out of business, and we didn't even know who they were until they started a lawsuit.
Well, as I said, I'm unable to testify to your character, but I can certainly testify to factual events surrounding your actions.
Okay.
I'm prohibited from taking sides in such things. You understand?
Yeah, of course, and that's what we want. That's what we want. We want the truth, because we think the truth will support us. I'm trying to remember the names of some of the people we saved from the creatures that were trying to murder people, but I guess they'd be hard to find. They might have moved on.
They certainly might be. I do not remember myself. It has been a number of years.
Yeah.
We see so many things down here. I remember the events vaguely, but I do not remember any of the names.
Yeah.
I can try to look some of it up, but he kind of like points over his shoulder at a mess of boxes and files and cabinets and stuff like that. I don't get a whole lot of time to do filing, unfortunately, he says with a smile.
Okay. Well, we're in the process of hiring a lawyer, so we might have a lawyer to send down to have a chat with you. But I thought I'd come in and see you personally. Hope everything's going well down here. I'll get out your hair if that's enough information for you.
Yes. I'll see what I can find in my records.
Okay. So I think Braxon will want to go to. I think we already went to the organisation that was with the Scaver thing. I guess Braxon will sidle over to House Norbudruck.
Okay.
See if he can get a character and see if he can get an audience with Arcane Norbudruck.
So he is pretty busy.
Okay.
But
or his son, Ekith.
His son will make some time for you when you let them know that, you know, who you are.
Yeah.
Ekith says, yes, come on. Let's. Do you mind? It's about time for me to have some lunch, and We could go to a nearby tavern and have a conversation while we eat, if that's okay.
Okay, that sounds fine.
Right. So he'll actually pay for your food.
Oh, right. That's very kind of you.
He's pretty wealthy.
Yeah.
And after a bit of reminiscing about your rescue, he says, "What did you need to talk to my father about?"
Oh, well, your father or you might be able to help. Well, you know the unfortunate events that we helped with a while ago. We now have somebody insulting our character and trying to sue us in front of the High Magistrate and say that we're trying to put them out of business when we had no dealings with their organisation before. And I'm after character witnesses. Now, I don't know the political situation with your house, so obviously I wouldn't want to cause trouble for you and your house, but if we could have a character witness into us being a good character and generally helpful towards the people of Bral, that would be really useful for us on our defense.
Well, I will need to talk to my father about that. But
Yeah.
if we can help, we certainly will. What did you say the merchant's name was?
Hang on, I'm trying to remember.
Braudel Falderic.
Braudel Feldrick, okay. Yeah, Braudel Feldrick. Yeah, and he's represented by Holstoy and Gavich.
I'll talk to my father. We may have had dealings with him. I'm not too up on those aspects of the business.
Okay. Thanks very much.
We'll let you know tomorrow. Is that good?
Yeah, that's very good. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you've been well.
Oh, I have. And thanks again for your help those years ago.
Anytime. If you ever know of anyone else that needs the same sort of service, we'll always be happy to help with that sort of thing.
Oh, we've heard about what that young woman Isette she's been doing. I'm getting some feedback of myself. Solas?
Hello, sorry I'm late.
All right, I was getting feedback on your microphone.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay now. So he says, yes, I've heard about what's that young woman Isette you've got running there. Yeah, I've heard about what she's been doing. We've made use of her a couple times.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. Okay. Yeah, we'll be once we got this stuff, we'll be swinging past as well. We might be wanting to hire some more dwarven crew, and might be asking for your recommendation on who's the best.
Oh, we can definitely give you some fine young some names of some fine young warriors who might help you out.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Was there anyone else that you wanted to speak with?
I'm just scrolling through my notes. Let's have a look. There's the. Hang on. Yeah, these all off Bral. Yeah, there was the time we helped with all those actors that went missing. The creature that was that was charming people. What was it? Ilartha.
Yeah,
Not
but is
aware
there
of
anyone that you want to talk to regarding that?
Yeah, wasn't that an
I
evil
saw Lafdul's
creature?
friends.
Wasn't that an evil creature and it charmed a load of men?
Well, yeah, but is there anyone you want to talk to?
Oh, there is someone actually. I could jog Brax's memory on this. There was an elven imperial mage that gave us 200
Yeah.
gold for saving his life. I don't know
Yeah.
if we would know his name or if he's
Yeah.
still in active service or anything. That
That's
was something I was thinking about doing with the elven imperial navy at some point, because he
That's-
would be independent from my threat group of friends, as it were.
yeah, that's the sort of guy I was thinking of looking for. I think there was a couple of others as well. It was 10 men and 4 women that were missing.
There was also this one mage that's probably going to work against us. Didn't we ask this is out of character, but just reminding Braxon, wasn't there, to the party rather, wasn't there this one person we asked to do research on this Belfasor, the demon or wife or partner of one of the pit lords or something, or one of the hells or something, I can't remember. But didn't he like spontaneously die or something? He got murdered for doing research.
It was a little bit
Anyone
more than
remember that?
spontaneously died. A creature basically stabbed him through a planar rift.
And we got told off for that, and it's like no more research into that subject.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
I've given Old more evidence against us. It's fine.
Oh no, I remember that. I remember that better than you guys do.
Yeah.
I mean, like you've got not including the current day you're on. You got 5 days before you're even like going before the magistrate for the initial meeting.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you got time. You don't need to think of someone right this moment.
I think as a group, we could approach the Elven Imperial Navy as a group if they would represent us from our deeds, even though they're off-world, but it would still hold a lot of weight.
Well, they gave us a letter of introduction before.
Yeah, well, it's not just that. Them telling of us of our exploits in Talarangan space and reconnecting that Alakor space, Arakoka space. Aracle, yeah. That and reconnecting that's huge. I mean, that's like doing good deeds for the Elven Imperial Navy. That should be a character witness for our company.
I can't remember the exact name of that guy, so does that mean Braxon wouldn't remember him?
Probably. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone else can jog your memory, if anyone else made notes of that, then
I guess I've got to watch a lot of YouTube videos before next week.
Yeah.
I mean, that might also help you in prepare for events that might come against you. So.
Yeah. I think the other thing that Braxon would try and do is then we returned a family heirloom to the prince via one of his representatives. So did we get any paperwork for that clarified that we did it?
No, but you could always go to the palace gates and try to ask them about that.
Yeah, I think Braxon will do that then.
Okay. You will get a like when you explain to the guards there what's going on. They will give you what you're pretty sure is kind of a canned response that the prince does not get involved in such things.
Okay.
One suggestion that character might be to see if we could, if any of those gnomes from the metal Gaver thing are still around, because that was the quest that we were doing when we got involved with when the incident took place, right, with the sword falling.
Yes.
So maybe see if any of them were involved to help explain what we were doing as a witness for that. They were involved being the pilots of the middle Skaver and stuff.
Imagine they will be on Iron Piece.
Well,
Oh,
we can see if any of them are on Brawl at all.
yeah, they got sort of. I think they got taken into custody and told to work for Bral.
Oh yeah, they did, didn't they? They had to work for a few years.
Yeah.
Let's take loads of Tinker Gnomes to our trial. What could go wrong?
You only have to take one, hopefully.
So, unfortunately, with some inquiries, you will learn that after they served their term aboard that ship in the Prince's service, they were released, and as far as you know, they've left. You didn't get most of their names, so...
Yeah.
Another thing to look into is the Shao Nobleman in case anything comes up related to that time period. The one that we saved the daughter of that was we went
The
to
Shell
or
Vampire
something.
case.
Yeah, the Shao vampire case.
So, that was, he wasn't a noble, he was a merchant. But a
I was
reasonably...
just going off Anghammarand's stuff to remind myself of things.
He was more of a... I mean, he was a merchant. He owned a single ship. So, like a minor merchant as opposed to a... Well, I mean, a higher tier minor merchant, but still a minor merchant. But, like, the events surrounding that are one of the reasons why you do have a good reputation among the Showtown.
Yeah.
Mm.
We could ask him in case there are any accusations of happening during that time period.
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right. Do you remember his name?
Me or Ockar?
Well, I mean, whoever might want to go.
Sadly, I was only reminded of his through Anghammarand's thankful fanzine for our thing.
I've got stuff in my notes that I'm just trying to find. Hang on.
I mean, you can come back to it.
Yeah. It's Mushta Noblone.
Mashta Nobuon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Also,
I think he was a father, and it was I can't remember if it was his daughter and her...
yeah, Moscow residence.
Yeah.
Mashita.
well, it's pronounced Mashta.
Okay.
Okay. I can't remember if it was his daughter and her soon-to-be husband or the other way around.
It was his daughter and her soon-to-be husband, which now they are married.
Yeah.
Was the son of a restaurateur.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah. Yeah. So I think Braxon will go to them and see if they would be a character witness for us and to verify what we were doing at the time we were helping them.
Okay, so you head over to his residence, and one of his his secretary there will, because his residence also has doubles as the office kind of thing.
Yeah.
Says that yes, we remember your service to the house quite well. Unfortunately, Nobon is on a merchant trip, but I would be able to testify to the events that took place, if you need.
That would be most helpful.
Is there anything that you want to specifically ask, or
Um,
like besides that?
well, we
Yeah,
don't
his
know.
daughter's doing, or their
Yeah,
house's
yeah.
daughter.
Yeah. Braxton will make a little bit of small talk about how everyone's doing.
Oh, they're happy. They have 2 children now.
Really, that's wonderful.
And
busy.
Master Nobon hopes that one day she or her husband will take over this business, or if neither of them wish to, then one of their children will. He is quite excited to be a grandfather.
Hmm. Yeah, that's very good news. Yeah, so Braxton will give. Who's this guy?
I don't have a name for them right now,
Oh,
but
okay.
I
All right.
will make one.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
So
Braxton
like
will
the
give
major
him.
domo.
Yeah, Braxton. Major Domo.
Secretary.
Why is everyone called Major
No,
Domo?
was that the role this person was serving as a major domo for a
Secretary.
trading company? Oh.
They've all got the same name. No, I'm joking. Yeah, Braxton give him the details of that he needs.
Okay. So yeah, they can testify to the events.
Yeah.
They were the secretary back then as well.
Yeah.
Don't know if I had made that name. I don't like a name for them. I'll look through my my notes, see if I have a name for a secretary, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Otherwise,
I
I'll
see.
make one up.
Is that enough stuff that Brax has run out of time, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, fair enough. I'll do some more tomorrow then.
All right. Solas, you had wanted to go talk to the IEN, I think, the Imperial Navy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would ask if anyone else is interested in coming to ask their help.
Everyone else is busy.
Okay.
All right, so you head over to the Elven Imperial Navy, and how are you gonna phrase your request to them?
I would phrase it basically that that honestly about the situation, and basically ask that if they would be willing to send representative to uh, tell the jury about our to be witness of our character, and basically tell about provide proof that we've basically been away for the few years, and during that time we discovered the lost part of Elven Imperial Navy in the Aracle space.
Um, the Navy officer that you speak to listens to what you have to say and says, "Well, I would need to get any permission. I will be sure to talk to my superiors and see what they would be willing to do. Can
Of
we
course.
let you know tomorrow?"
Well, that would be good, and of course I understand that you have things that you can't speak out openly, and that you need the permission.
Indeed. I mean, like the person that you're actually talking to doesn't really know anything about you guys.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
you've made the formal request kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you want to do after making that formal request?
What about the events that are surrounding you, Solas, when you joined us
Yeah.
with Simray? Because we had to let for your sister and someone else, didn't we?
I'm thinking. As a player, I don't remember exactly who else was involved in the case of that mage kidnapping people.
I know one of my, I'm saying this out of character, one of my thieves companions were the Thieves Guild, Moriana or something like that. She was infected with lycanthropy. She was going to turn. Obviously, I can't use her, but there was another woman, wasn't there? I don't think it was just. I'm pretty sure it was like a random person though. I can't think of who the hell that was, unfortunately.
I do remember that it happened in Showdown, that where we discovered the kidnapper of my sister and who had kidnapped other people.
Oh, the Shell Kid, Mage.
Then. Yeah.
As well, yeah. Oh no, I'm thinking of two different things.
They happened at the same time.
Yeah.
And
I think it was.
They had events like overlaid, so like it was two things going on at the same time that initially seemed to be one that then you discovered were two different things.
Yeah, I have really bad name memory, but I think it happened around here at the time pinging. I remember that building formation. So I would make inquiries about that from Mashta and others who know the Showdown.
Well, Braxon already went to like he would have told you guys that he was going to go speak to Mashta.
Well, I would then go and speak with the others around Showdown about the event.
Well, but
to try to remember who else was taken by the kid.
If you don't know offhand, like I mean, you can't just like go get random people kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly.
Okay, then
my notes from that time are a bit.
What about our first adventure? No, not first. Our second adventure. Did Braxton? Did you cover that one? The people were being murdered.
Second one,
Bral,
yeah.
Then we went underground.
That was
Grimmer was the one that recommended Ockar to us, and he joined our company then.
Don't think we were gonna. I don't think that
that's
was useful to include because that was before the events question even happened.
I know, but that's where we got to know Deroth. So Deroth at the lower watch spoke to us then, and with the later events. So the whole thing, what we did with all of those things, can cover our character a bit.
So one thing like the just because it happened beforehand doesn't mean that it's irrelevant in that while it's not going to be a case where like you're specifically explaining away specific things leveled against you. It would help in terms of like, hey, look how great we are. Look at this thing that we did to help out Bral.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Now
that's what I want to go for if we're doing the jury trial.
Right. So, I mean, like, it could be something that you want to bring up. I'm not saying that you should or should not, and it may be even something that you want to wait and see on. But if you do remember anyone from that that time period that you want to talk to,
I wasn't there for the big fight at the end, but I know that
you were. You were just a different person.
I'm talking about in at a character. I know I wasn't there for that session, but I know that's when all in soccer, and I believe he was another person that joined the party to go down there to fight the big threat.
Actually, what about Zamfir as a character reference?
Zamfir's no longer on Bral. He went back to
leave?
Or.
Did he?
Yeah, he
went
found his
back
way
to
home.
Coerth.
Yeah. Probably killed another adventuring group.
Wow.
No, Santhea went off to research a variant of the fireball spell involving water.
Now, Xanthier went to go back out to figure out whatever happened to his dad during the magical mishap that caused him to end up on Bral in the first place. But he's not around. We can't call him, and he's way too far away.
So,
But,
I mean,
like I was saying, there was another warrior, I think, that went with you guys and Ockar during that thing. I can't remember what it was, though, but I kind of remember that.
Oh, thingy Shatterhammer or something. He's the one who's doing asteroid repairs. Something Shatterhammer, I think.
Urgoth.
He was someone we hired on as a warrior. Hireling.
Yeah, I mean, he's still in charge of your asteroid build out.
So we got the same problem that he's someone working for us.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I mean, they can be
Yeah.
useful. They can be useful.
Yeah.
It like their use is going to be more in terms of
Well,
being
not
able
getting people
to
just to
testify to events if that's necessary.
Yeah.
But if they're like, oh yeah, these people are good people, then it's like, you know, I mean, obviously they're going to say that because you're paying them. Is how it's going to be seen.
Well, we could get him to at least testify at events on how he got involved with
I do think
the
it's
Lower Watch.
I do think as a company, as an entire group, I think we should. This sounds incredibly stupid and incredibly great at the same time. Go around from tavern to tavern and spread our reputation of everything we've done, so more people on Brawl just know of us. Basically, improving our reputation by spreading it.
I mean, Solas has been going around to spread poems about our heroics occasionally.
Yeah, but being a bit more, I wouldn't say aggressive, or because we've just come back from I don't know,
Does that
a
count
long
as,
time.
would that count
away.
as tampering with the jury pool?
No, because you don't know who the jurors are gonna be, kind of thing.
I mean, if
and
we could even get one juror to have at least heard of us, then that helps.
Could be a thing.
Well,
I mean,
Solas
it's
has been.
not a major sweat off our back. We spend a bit more money at taverns.
Well, Solas has those poems that he made about our daring rescue of what was the princess name?
Oh, Talangrad guy.
Yeah.
I forgot his first name already. Yeah. It's easy because he's just known as Mr. Talangrad to me. His first name's irrelevant. It's his family name that matters for he's ruling an empire, so. Or will be. I wonder how that's going.
all right, Moonglade.
Moonglade isn't even his family name. That's just a translation of his first name. None of his siblings have Moonglade, nor his parents.
So you're saying that you call yourself basically Lafdul.
Yeah. Well, traditionally, an elven name, or at least perhaps on the Forgotten Realms, where you would have your name, which is your elven name, which is Lafdul, but when it's translated into common, it's Moonglade. Lafdul is Moonglade, Moonglade is Lafdul, in Elvish and in common. So Lafdul doesn't actually have well, I haven't written this up formally, but I think there was difficulty with his family name. That's why it's finally
fine.
tried so hard to build one up.
That's fine. It's just most people will see Moonglade as your family name.
Yeah.
So your name is Lafdul.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Common and Elvish, yeah, it's like his brothers, Ruiv and Starstorm.
Okay, but is there anyone that you can recall that you want to go speak to? Solas. I mean, you could
really
take
bad-
this opportunity instead to go do exactly what
Yeah,
Lafdul
I'm going
suggested.
to go around on the taverns and basically read the or recite the poem of our group's brave rescue of the prince, and then helping him in the start of the civil war.
Okay.
A question for you, Solas, about this.
Go ahead and handle that.
As part of worshipping Ogma and obviously doing poetry, don't you have to record bardic tales and bardic songs or anything?
Yeah, and I've been doing that.
No, I'm just wondering, wouldn't you be like, while doing the poetry, here's a song I wrote down the lyrics. Do you think you could try and sing it?
I mean, if Solas encounters any bards or troubadours or such, Solas does share with them tales and records their tales.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you were putting that forth in your poetry things that you were also doing the bardic stuff.
I've mentioned it before that he does that.
What proficiencies do you have related to that?
I have poetry.
Just poetry?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me 3 checks, please.
Okay, just a moment. Well, one went bad.
Okay, 2 successes, 1 fail. All right. So let me see.
But you learn from your failures, you get better each time.
If it helps, I do have a reaction adjustment of +1.
Okay. All right. So, in the course of that, you one of the taverns that you chose poorly, and they were not open to your poetry. They obviously wanted something a little bit more raucous, drinking song, that kind of thing. But other taverns that you went to, you did get a good response, and make a total of 14 gold out of that as well.
Solas will donate that 14 gold to the Celtic Church.
Okay.
And in the taverns that he had a good response, he also buys a round for the tavern.
All right. We'll just say out of that money.
Yeah.
And then donated the remainder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like you can continue to do that each day and like share your tales, and anything else that you've like, especially ones relevant to things you've done here on Bral, that would probably have a better effect.
Yeah. Solas shares also story about the rescue of his sister.
Okay. Finn, so you have watched the warehouse all day. You went in a bird form, I believe, right? Did you step away?
He was helping his wife with groceries. You might have to give him like a minute to get back.
Oh.
He said he can listen.
He's back. He said he's back.
It was a little while ago. Finn, you there?
Actually, the
No,
It's
he
in
hasn't said
I
two
don't
that
see
he's
different
any.
group
back.
I don't
chats.
see any chat messages saying he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I think he's away. That's
Well,
why
he
you
said
have
he
to
was
give him a
back
little
about
for...
45 minutes ago.
At
So.
6. Okay.
Yeah,
But he might have stepped
and
away
the
again.
other group.
That's fine.
I'm back.
Oh, there we go.
I posted the AFK in the wrong chat. That's all.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. So Finn, you wanted to you went as a in a bird form, correct?
First day, yes.
So you're specifically watching to see if the guy you saw in that time pool comes out. Obviously, you're paying attention to other things too, but that's kind of your main thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if there's anyone else I recognize.
Okay. He definitely does come and go a couple times during that day.
I might fly along behind him and follow him, see where he goes.
Okay. So you get there early enough that you see him arrive, and then around midday he does leave, visits a tavern. You seem to get some lunch, and then he visits a couple various merchants around the. Not like Bral as a whole, but this particular area. Like the warehouse is down here. So he visits a few merchants in these blocks, kind of thing, and then returns to his to the warehouse, and then you see him leave at the end of the day when other people are leaving and they close up the facility. So, would you want to follow him to see where he lives?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay. So he lives. Let's see. All right. So he has an apartment over here. And I'll put a little thing in there. Actually, I'm gonna make it a different building because that is hard to see.
Okay.
There we go.
Guys, fancy if he's got a building that size.
No, he doesn't live in the whole building. He has an apartment there. Where am I? So it's obviously like he has a room in this place that he's obviously renting. There's a number of like you can tell from the way that the building is designed. There's at least 3 or 4 people per floor, and it's like 3 or 4 floors kind of thing. So it's a little bit fancier than a rooming house or a boarding house. So this is more of an apartment type building.
Okay.
Is it fancy enough for a merchant like that owns his own merchant house?
Yeah. Like someone who does not have a family, but is well off enough to not be staying at something that amounts to a bed and a chest and a table kind of thing in the room. So he probably has like an actual dining table, a separate bedroom, but that's about it. Maybe a bathroom.
So higher end apartments.
Mid-range apartments. Higher end apartments would have more rooms. So solidly middle class kind of thing.
Okay.
So you don't see him come out again before you return to the ship to at the agreed upon time that you would have returned.
Okay.
And so everyone would be back there at that point, and you can share that information.
Yep.
If anyone has any questions, or if you have any questions of other things that you saw, feel free to ask. Like, are you watching for anything in particular? That kind of thing.
Wonder if he carries the short sword on his person.
You did not see him carrying a weapon.
Hmm.
And
I'd
he
be
was-
interested.
And he was
know
walking
where he
around
is.
alone?
Yeah.
Okay. So at least he's not completely paranoid and has a guard following him everywhere.
Or at least one that you saw.
Okay. Did anybody notable go in or out of the warehouse?
No one that you recognized.
Okay.
You definitely saw some people who you're pretty sure were employees, and you saw some people who struck you as, like, merchants or craftspeople.
Okay.
But you didn't see anyone else notable.
So people doing normal business.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least I found his home.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast idea. See if there's something obvious that we're not looking at or thinking about.
I can't think of anything offhand.
Yeah, he wasted spell. That's always a good thing.
Let me think for a second.
I mean, it's not wasted since the idea basically
Yeah, I mean it
confirms
verifies
that you are doing what you need.
to be doing.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that, like, I haven't plotted out a whole bunch of things that you should or should not do. I'm presenting you with a scenario and and watching what you do.
I mean, you might remember, he might jog our memory of a certain quest or NPC name that character would know, but the player's forgotten. But
Yeah, I'm looking through my notes. Well, let me put it this way. Are there any characters who you recall the person, someone that you might want to call as a witness, but you can't remember their name?
that Imperial wizard that we saved from the Werevixen thing.
Okay.
Mage. Is he like a lost cause?
I think I can. Let me. I think I can get his name. Give me a second.
Because we definitely know of him because he gave us money. He would have introduced who he was. He was a fairly low-ranking elven imperial wizard.
Lorellis.
So I remember his name.
Yeah.
So
Let me type that in.
That's Lafdul mentioned this to the party. I asked my god to jog my memory. It's actually quite a painful experience sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That elven wizard, when we were saving the when we were dealing with the Werevixen, I think his name is Loralis. If we ask in the Elven Imperial Navy for a character witness, if he's still about, we don't know. He's in the Elven Imperial Navy. He's probably gone, but there's a chance he might be here. He could be another character witness.
That'd be good.
Since we did save him.
Yeah. That'd be very good if.
Yeah, so something for us to do the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, Braxon would talk about the people he's spoken to.
So, so Finn will definitely be able to tell you guys that the guy he saw in the time pool get hit by the sword is definitely the one going, is definitely connected because he went in and out of the Falderic warehouse. Now, Finn can't verify that that is Bral Falderic.
Yeah, we'll find out when we go to the hearing, I suppose.
Yeah. But he can verify that he saw the person that he saw in the time pool go in and out of the warehouse. So, so Lafdul, you would mention also that you did check around with some people, and you have a friend of a friend who has some contacts who might be able to get you the information from the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any difference in who people want to hire.
Yeah, well, it would just
mean-
it would just reinforce Braxton's opinions.
So, well, now we're skewing towards the good guy rather than the expensive one. If we can obtain this information.
Braxton was always on the side of the good guy over the expensive guy. So that's not a change in me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does anyone have any questions about that? Anything that they want to, input to?
It's whether or not they can draw the conclusion that this barrister that we're going to hire, or whatever, is has a skewed view of our group because of association. I'm wondering how visible that will be.
What, you getting the information?
No, him. Well, I mean, I've lost my trail of thought. I'm worried about the good guy, the good barrister, from seeing his association with us, seeing it comes across as biased or something. I'm wondering what our relationship is to him, how publicly visible that would be. Because didn't he have connections through Ockar or something?
Well, he came recommended from Ockar's priest. So he's done work with Tyr's Church and in the community. So, what are you worried that I'm not exactly sure what you're worried about here.
Well, it's the whole party thing, because at the moment they're kind of putting things on the table, as it were. This is not setting game, but obviously Lafdul can get information on our charges against us, and that means we can go for the cheaper lawyer, or cheaper barrister. If we go for the more expensive barrister, the odds are we'd also get that information, but it could also potentially be used against us because we potentially might know that both barristers are corrupt or bribable. They kind of do a lot of underhand dealings. So going with a good barrister means that we've got less likelihood of that happening.
Yeah. I also prefer the recommendation of Ockar's Church over the lawyer of the person who's suing us.
Yeah.
It depends how. Yeah, this is not skewed on me being able to actually get how. Samara, if she says she can get the information, she's pretty reliable, yeah?
She said that she'll look into it. She didn't say that she definitely could, but she's pretty confident that she can.
So we just hold off one more day until midday tomorrow to choose.
I mean, you can
Well, I mean,
wait until like the day before. This is gonna the initial
yeah, but the more
meeting.
time
Like,
they have,
yeah,
I mean, we're gonna find out what the allegations against us are in the initial hearing anyway. So it'll come out. If we find out early, we're just getting a little bit of a jump. I don't think
I
it's
mean, I
worth.
could do some snooping around in the lawyer offices to find this out.
You could. What
I
happens?
mean, we did this on the Telegram Empire to rescue the prince. It's not like, you know.
That's true. But what happens? What happens if you get caught?
You just don't be me. You know,
well, you do know that both your barrister, or the potential barrister that you're considering, the high end one, and Holstoy and Gavich, both of them have contacts with spellcasters because they are known to use Geas spells on like not as a matter of course, but when like you've got high-profile, tense contract negotiations going on, and the parties involved want to make sure that the terms are obeyed. They have access to Gia spells to be cast. So
yeah,
on themselves or on each other, or
well, on the members of the contract, making the contract with each other. Lawyers have nothing to do with that particular thing. They're just helping negotiations and ironing out language and
is this
stuff
a
like
known
that.
thing or not?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking the Geas can't be dispelled, can it?
Not very easily.
You need like a wish or something to get rid of that. It's not like a quest that you can just undo it.
The point being that
When,
like they have contacts with people who can cast that level of magic, so that is known.
yeah.
Now, also, again, like completely out of character. This is something that none of the other characters would know. But you all, as players, can certainly discuss it and come to a decision. Lafdul has an opportunity to also try to influence the jury pool, try to make sure that people sympathetic to you get on the jury.
as a player, I would rather go down that route than
Yeah.
paying for the expensive lawyer.
I mean, it's going to equal out to the same. It just means money's coming out of my purse more than the company.
Yeah, that's the great thing. because
Well, thing is, I was also
you can't, because you don't want to tell us, you have to pay for
yeah,
it.
I know. I have to front this. I was trying to offset the debt I'm going to incur by helping them out against the Red Masks, but by trying to put a curse on various members via them trying to play a game and get cursed. I still want to do that.
Okay, well, I don't want to hog all the time because other people have got to say what they think.
Yeah.
But from an out of character point of view, me, not Braxon, would say that if you're going to go sneaking around the lawyer's office and they make loads of money, they probably have magical traps to stop people sneaking
well, I'm
into
not
their
just
offices.
any caster. I'm a magical caster, you know.
Oh, I know.
Any rogue, I mean. I've got
know.
magic to detect magic.
I know.
Yeah, it would be a given that they would have traps and stuff, so it's kind of like warning systems.
They might even want to encourage you to go in and steal documents in order to make you look like you're a bad actor.
Oh yeah, that's the. My intent wasn't to do that today anyway. It was to do the other guy. I just didn't know where he lived.
So the thing I would say about this, we can find out what the allegations are before the trial starts, is what do we actually gain from doing that?
Well, my intent is to use memory read on this guy who's lobbying these accusations against us.
Okay.
to recall the 9-hour conversation, up to 9 hours, of when he brought his case to the court to see how he's angling it, and to obviously there'll be a list of charges that he would have done the whole spiel, like, I want to sue them for this, you know,
Okay.
and you could understand how they're talking to each other. You can pick up on the nuance if they're bribing, and that gives us a whole playing field of how they're tackling this whole case towards us, throwing it
Okay.
at us.
Yeah,
It's an
that sounds
angle
pretty good. That sounds pretty good. Don't know what the others think. What's everyone else think?
I mean, if you want to go for it, go.
Encouragement.
The
But
enthusiasm.
but in any case, Solas is for the lawyer that was recommended by Ockar's priest.
I think we are leaning towards that direction now, providing I can get the information, you know, all the charges against us, so we can better prepare ourselves.
Even if you did not get the information, Solas would still be leaning to that guy.
Leva is still going for the higher priced one. She still thinks it's not for her. It's not a matter of having information and therefore being able to go with the cheaper one. It's a matter of having a more professional lawyer. And as I understood Ockar, he was of a similar opinion. So I'm not talking for him. He is not here. And so she stays, no matter how much information you bring. But she says she fully agrees and she fully supports you getting more information. The more, the better.
I mean, it will cost us less money in the long run as well.
Yeah, that's accepted.
I think the more expensive lawyers are going to be better capable and more invested based on their rivalry, or so I've learned, against they're going to have like a personal motivation to try and win, you know, get one up over the other rival company.
Mm-hmm. He has a better chance to win. So they were still of the opinion to
I'm
go with that one.
still with them as well.
We don't actually know which way we're leaning because Ockar isn't here to voice his opinion.
I think we were like 2-2 so far, and 2 were undecided or something. Well, any event, I can go snoop around as a polymorphed creature and see if I can look through any windows to see if I can see the individual in his build.
Another thing, the more information you bring, or Lafdul brings in, the less we have to pay the expensive one if we take the expensive one.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to do it now if I can.
Yeah. So you've got level support no matter how you do it.
What about
I'm not sure if I should be worried about that or not.
what about everyone else as players, not as characters, feel about the trying to influence the jury? Braxon's already said. Big Mac's already said.
Well,
I think if we do that, we should probably first talk to the lawyer himself, no matter which one it is, to see how he stands with that. It's certainly not going to be anything foreign to him, I would think.
If Lafdul does this, no one else but Lafdul in game knows.
Mm.
The lawyer
I'm
doesn't
just
know.
going to
If you
suddenly
tell the lawyer that
appear.
you're doing this, the lawyer is going to report you.
Yeah, and also you couldn't sell the lawyer.
Yeah, no, I
would
would
have to
just
report it.
I would just suddenly have the information.
No,
Sounds good to me.
so to be clear, there's two things going on. Lafdul getting the information, and that you can tell the lawyer. You know, you can be like, "Hey, a friend of a friend knows a guy who got this, who told us." Influencing the jury pool is something that no one in game actually knows about other than Lafdul. And those are
Oh,
two different
That's off.
things.
So how come you still want to know our opinion on it as players?
Yeah, because a game group moves as a group.
Yeah.
You know?
It can be it can be a group decision from the players. Like there's always a thing where like you're perfectly fine being like, you know, a situation comes up and being like, my character name opposes this. However, I as a player, I'm all for this because I think this is going to be great.
Mhm.
But my character would oppose this if you tell them, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's basically what I am at. That Solas would definitely oppose any kind of dirty moves, but as a player, if Lafdul wants to go, he can go as long as he's careful.
Yeah, that's about my opinion. Except that Leva wouldn't care.
Ah, what?
As long as you're careful and not get caught,
Yeah.
she wouldn't care. But me, go ahead.
Pretty much same with Finn. Finn doesn't really care much about laws or anything like that. So any way we can get the information, that's just better for us.
What about it influencing the jury?
If it helps, he's fine with it.
What about
As
you
long
as a
as it
player?
doesn't come out. Me as a player, as long as it doesn't come out, I'm good with it too.
Okay.
We should wait for Ockar to see. Sorry, for James in that case, to see what he thinks.
Well, we could take our break now. It is about that time.
Mm-hmm.
So give you guys some a moment to think about things or something like that. So for those watching on YouTube, we'll be back with the next episode. For those, I don't normally do that for this, but we'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. Good time to stretch your legs, get something to eat or drink, and we will be back very shortly and see what everyone wants to do with that. See you shortly, everyone.
See you on the other side.
We'll see you then.